Welcome back, guys, to episode 40 of our Road to Glory, and in this episode we will be looking at the off-season of our junior year going into our senior year. But I have to say this first, is that the senior year will be played at one point, but I'm going to be taking a break from this series. It's just, I like the Rutgers Dynasty videos so much better, and I know that they are more popular on my channel, and they're more fun to make. And this series has been very tough to play because the game is not very well optimized, or it just didn't even seem like they played it, and I really had no idea going into it. This is the first Road to Glory I ever played, and I didn't know it was going to be like this. So the senior year will come eventually, but it won't be for a while. I want to take a break from the series, so this will be the last episode for a while, but again, it will come back. So we are looking at just some of the stats here, as Doron Neil, Ostrander, Derek Woods lead our team in receptions and yards. Again, we are losing a lot of seniors. Alex Ross declared for the draft, and we have a few other players to declare for the draft as well. So yeah, Donald Ostrander had a pretty good year with us, 700 yards and 6 touchdowns, and he'll be coming back next year, hopefully. So yeah, our longest pass was to Ostrander. He had the most yards per game. He's just very good overall. Although he did have a few dropped passes, so hopefully his hands will get a little bit better for next year. Just looking at the blocking, Sterling Shepard with 31 pancake blocks, so that's always nice. And yeah, a lot of our senior linemen will not be coming back next year, as they will be heading, or they'll be in their senior season right now. But P.L. Lindley led our team in tackles by a long shot, 75 tackles over 12 games. That's pretty good. 15 tackles for loss for Londell Taylor. Jordan Phillips also had 15. Sam Grant 13. P.L. Lindley with 12 of those tackles being tackles for loss. He just had an amazing season for us. Jordan Phillips with 10 sacks. Sam Grant with 9. Londell Taylor with 6. We had a great defensive line this year. They definitely showed up and kept the opposing team off the field as much as possible. 4 interceptions for Atari Bird, and 3 for Zach Sanchez. Or Zach Sanchez is a junior, never mind. Thought he was a senior. But we are losing our linebacking core, it looks like, because Londell Taylor is also a senior. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly go over these stats, and we'll be looking a little bit more in depth out of our senior stats, but just wanted to see a lot of the team stats right here. We had no safeties or anything like that. Kicking, Jimmy Clark, he actually didn't do that bad. 10 of 14, but a long of 35. That's pretty bad. But I thought he missed a lot more than that. There was just that stretch in the middle of the season where he missed, I guess, 4 straight. I guess he made a lot and then missed 4 straight from like very close. And then he got his act together. I don't really know what happened there, but yeah, I felt like he missed a lot more than that. Chris Williams had an amazing season in his freshman year, 42 yard average, 7 touchbacks, only 1 inside the 20 though. He needs to work on that. We had Doron Neil kick returning all year, not the most amazing average, but Doron Neil had a pretty good punt return game. 43 punt returns with a 9 average. Now looking at the all NCAA stats, you can just quickly look at some of these. Kyle Allen leading in rating. We had us up there in completions. That's pretty good, I guess. We were not really anywhere up here in yards or attempts or anything like that. Passing touchdowns, we weren't anywhere near that. Just looking for anything us. So the only thing we got was really completions. We had a pretty good completion percentage, but not that many attempts. We also had tied for 4th best completion average. That's pretty good. Didn't really show up in any of these other stats though. We were not even most sacked. I was thinking we were gonna have that. But Dennis Andrews over almost 2,300 yards. Alex Ross down here with the 4th most amount of attempts per this year. I tried to adjust the sliders so that Keith Ford would come in the game, but it just never really worked. But Alex Ross looked like he was 10th in rushing yards, about 4th or 5th in attempts, so a pretty good year for him. I wish he could have had a little bit of a better average, but again, he's declaring. I don't know where he'll go in the draft, but I would think, a 3rd, 4th round guy, maybe. We actually were tied for 2nd, I guess, with runs for 20. That's pretty interesting. And now we can look at the receiving stats. A few players over 100 catches, and that's just pretty good for them. 2,000 yards for Bryce Williams. That is just amazing, especially for a receiver with only in 12 games. That is just insane. Larry Clark with 21 touchdowns. These are some pretty crazy stats looking at it. Christian Collins, along with 93. Lots of players. Oh, 2 players over 150 yards a game. That is crazy. Looking at defense, if you watched my other off-season, you know that these tackle stats, or if you watched any, or if you even play this game, you know that just the tackle is really weird. As you can see, P.L. Lindley and Hatari Bird are leading the league in solo tackles, but the assisted tackles don't really count. So, yeah, it's just a weird stat to look at. I can't really judge how good our tackling team was. Can look at tackles for loss though. We didn't really have anyone up here. As far as sacks, we do have Jordan Phillips sitting at like number 8 or number 7, so that's always good. And now we can look at interceptions. Lots of interceptions this year. Hatari Bird is somewhere up there, probably like top 20. We had Londell Taylor with the longest interception return of the year. He actually broke the NCAA record for it and now holds it. But I think the record was broken by us last year too, so... but he broke it again, so yeah, a few more inches he got or something on that return. But he holds the record now, so we do have a record-breaking player, but it's just not us, unfortunately. Looking at the kicking stats, yeah, our guy is not going to be anywhere up here. I wonder if we look at shortest. No, we don't. Looking at punting, I think if we actually look at average, our guy is, what was it? Not Clark. I forget his name, but he is up here somewhere. I think he had like a 42-yard return, which is pretty good. And we'll actually see he wins an award later, actually, so... 2 kick return touchdowns for Rice Gunter. And lots for 1. Lots of kick return touchdowns, although it's very difficult to actually get one in the game, just because of the way the blocking works. I don't think I've ever seen one in game. I think Doron Neil should be up here somewhere for a return punt. No, he must be top 25. Few players with 1 punt return touchdown. Now looking at the final top 25 with our win over Northwestern, we swapped places with them, and we are now 4th on the year. I wish I could have played in the national championship. I think we should have, after coming so close with Baylor, and then having the coach just throw the game away. We could have been the only undefeated team in the entire league, but you know, we have next season to try. But I'm very concerned for next year because our team looks like it's going to be worse overall, but we'll get to that in the coming episode here. Looking at the final top 25, Texas with an 8-5 record. Yeah, there were a lot of losses for these top teams. A few Ohio State, Boston College, Navy, just a few teams that are also up here receiving votes. And of course, we got the Big 12 championship. We led the Big 12. No one was really close behind us besides Baylor and Iowa State. Winning the ACC is Miami at 12-1. Winning the American is Cincinnati at 12-1, and Connecticut was also very close up there in the top 25. Big 10 looked like Wisconsin and Michigan. Looks like Wisconsin just barely edged them out, and Northwestern at 3rd, I guess because of their loss. Conference USA goes to Middle Tennessee State, as they must have beat, I forget what team that was. Independence was led by Notre Dame and Idaho, with no wins this season. That's got to be rough. The MAC, Ohio, I guess they beat Northern Illinois, maybe. The Midwest Conference goes to Fresno State. They had the best conference rating, but San Diego State with 11-3 record. I don't really know what happened there. Somehow they won, though. Oregon leads the Pac-12. South Carolina leads the SEC here. And in the Sun Belt, it's going to be University of Louisiana Monroe. And of course, as we showed last episode, Russell Bellany gets the Heisman, followed by Dennis Andrews. Dennis Andrews had like a 2,000-yard rushing season, didn't even win the Heisman. That's gotta suck. McEvoy and Zach Oliver, even though he went down in our game, was 4th on that list. Now looking at the all NCAA first team, and we have Jordan Phillips on the first team, All-American, after having like 10 sacks and lots of tackles for loss. And P.L. Lindley we also had for first team, so we have two right now. We actually have 3 with Atari Bird, who's a junior. We might seeing him next year. So we have 3 all NCAA first teams. I'm happy with that. Looking at the second team, let's see if we have anyone here. We have Sam Grant, our left end. He's a junior this year. Now we can come down here. I think we have one more, maybe. No, we don't. Only one player on the second team. Looking at the freshmen, we didn't have a lot of freshmen team. These usually go to middle to lower class schools, since higher schools really don't play freshmen that often. But I think we do have one player, and that is going... Nope, we didn't. We did not have any players. I thought we had our punter, but we didn't. So first team, all Big 12, of course, Alex Ross. We come down here to Farniok, Ty Darlington had an amazing season, Nyla Kasiti, Sam Grant. They all get first team Big 12. Jordan Phillips, of course. We have Londell Taylor, P.L. Lindley, Jermaine Corbett, Atari Bird. And yeah, so obviously having a number 4 overall team, we're going to have a lot of players on these lists. Second team, looking if we have anyone, we have Jordan Wade, our other defensive tackle, making second team honors. Stan Von Taylor, Zach Sanchez, both making it. Oh yeah, there he is, Chris Williams, our second team all Big 12 punter. So I thought he had a bigger award than that, but yeah, still a lot of Big 12 nominations. That's always good to see. Cody Keith wins the Maxwell for East Carolina. Walter Camp goes to Dennis Andrews, the sophomore running back. Tracy Hayward gets the Bednarik. I've never known how to say that one. The Nagurski goes to John Turner. The O'Brien back to Cody Keith. The Walker goes to Dennis Andrews. The Bolitnikoff goes to Dom Williams. And no really players here for us in these first few things. Bryce Williams gets the Mackey. The Outland goes to Nick Martin. We actually have Ty Darlington at number 9. That's like our only player in these awards. Very strange since we had a few all NCAA teams. Nick Martin gets the Remington. And we have Ty Darlington at number 5 again. The Lombardi, Cole Luke gets it from Notre Dame. We have Sam Grant here at number 5. I forgot about that. Best linebacker to John Turner again. Thorpe goes to Tracy Howard. The Grotza goes to Mike Mitchell. The Ray Guy Award goes to Van Stewart. And best returner is Brian Kimbrough. So now you can pause here if you want to look at any of these specific bowl games. But I'm only really interested in the national championship, and of course our game, maybe. So let's come down here. We had the Fiesta Bowl. Let's see, where are we? Yeah, so one of the, I think it breaks them by importance, and down here the most important. So we had like the 4th or 5th most important bowl, I guess. I don't know if that's how it works. I think I just made that up. But we obviously won 41-16 in the national championship between Miami and Notre Dame. Ended in Miami beating Notre Dame 38-24. And that was just I don't really know what to say about that game. But now looking at our team before we advance, we obviously have us, Alex Ross. I didn't know Alex Ross was going to leave at this point, so I didn't look at his stats. We were going to look at Derek Woods. Had a pretty okay season. His best season was his sophomore year. I guess we couldn't really help him out this year, but we gave him a lot more chances this year, and he just really didn't show up that much. Sterling Shepard, another one of these guys. We got him his most touchdowns, and we improved his yards and catches, so we helped him out there. Doron Neil, we got him a lot more involved, almost 700 yards. He did better than last year, but only caught 1 touchdown, so that's really weird. Tight end, nope. Derek Farniok, only allowed 1 sack in 3 years. That's pretty amazing. We're going to be sad to lose him. Derek Downs will be returning. Ty Darlington allowed 4 sacks in 3 years. Still a really good player. We're losing another senior here in Nyla Kasete. I have no idea how to say that. Deontay Savage. So yeah, we're losing 4 linemen that are seniors, so our line is not going to be good that next year. We're losing 3 receivers, so our offense looks like it's going to take a big hit next year, and that's what I'm concerned about, and partially why I'm postponing the series for a little bit. Michael Unhoda, I just don't know how to say these names. Jordan Phillips, amazing season, 10 sacks, 15 for loss, 24 tackles, so very good season for him. He was anchoring that defensive line, and sad to see him go. Londell Taylor here, 40 tackles, 15 for a loss, 6 sacks, and an interception. Oh yeah, and that pick 6, so sad to lose him too, but he has a NCAA record, so you should be proud of that. P.L. Lindley, 70 tackles, 12 for a loss, 3 sacks, an interception, 3 pass deflections. Such an amazing season from him, combined for like more tackles than he had last year and the year before. Frank Shannon with 27 tackles, 4 for a loss, and we'll be losing him as well. I think we run the 3-4, so we will be losing 3 of our 4 linebackers. We won't be losing any corners, but we will be losing Aaron Ripkowski, a strong safety. He had 38 tackles this year, a sack and an interception, and 5 deflections, so he didn't have the best hands because he obviously did not intercept the ball that many, only touched it. And then, yeah, that is about it for our seniors. There have been a few other seniors that are buried on the depth chart I just didn't see, but yeah, so this is I advanced through the entire offseason. I'm not allowed to see like anything, which is dumb, but we are obviously in our senior season. Alex Ross left for the draft, so it leads us with Keith Ford, a 94 overall, backed up by Charles Berry, who we've seen in very, very limited time this year, and Josh Thomas here. Our fullback will still be Philip Smith. He improved a little bit. That's always nice. Donald Ostrander is now up to a 92 overall. We're going to have Nick Wilson and Ron Gallagher. We've seen all those guys, and we are hoping that they will put on a nice campaign for this year. Austin Bennett's a senior, but he's 4th, so maybe we'll see a little bit of him. We definitely have seen 4th, 5th, and 6th string receivers. Taylor McNamara is also a senior. And then we have our brand new offensive line. Tyler Rogers, the redshirt freshman, will be anchoring the left side. We have our left guard returning in Eric Downs. That's nice. Our center will be a true freshman, Ryan Sanders. Then we have Carlos Duncan, the sophomore, our right guard, and another true freshman, Robert Dunlap, at right tackle. So, not that good. Sam Grant returns for his senior season. Matt Diamond will now be starting at right end. Defensive tackle, Jordan Wade has returned, and Charles Walker will be assuming that 2nd spot. Tony Massey at left tackle, Andy Thompson at middle linebacker, Dominique Alexander on the right, Zach Sanchez, Baker Mayfield, Stan Von Taylor will now be our starting 3 corners. Jermaine Corbett is back for his junior season, and Atari Bird also stuck around, is now a 92 overall. Jimmy Clark improved a little bit. He's now a 65 overall. He should be a little bit better. I just really wanted to see his kick power and accuracy here, just to see if we're going to have the same problems we did last year. Although at the end of the season, he did pull it together, and now his power and accuracy should be a little better, but 65 and 66 is not very good. And Chris Williams now up to an 86 overall. Very excited what he can do. Stan Von Taylor will now be our kick returner with 97 speed. And punt returning will be him as well. So that's going to pretty much wrap it up for the player positions. I hope you guys enjoyed this offseason. And again, it's going to be a few months before I come back to this series. It's just, I like my Dynasty a lot better. If you haven't seen my Dynasty, I would recommend you check it out because I think it's better. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Make sure to subscribe for future episodes. And if you could like the video, that'd be amazing. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.